Welcome to Transforming Your Life Through Storytelling. This week's powerful message revolves around the importance of not giving up on your dreams. Too often when significant obstacles come, most people abandon their aspirations. The road ahead may appear insurmountable, leading them to hastily conclude that they made a mistake and they surrender their dreams. Little do they realize that obstacles are merely life's way of testing them to see how committed they are to their dreams. Those who triumph are those who, despite the challenges, discover a way where there seemed to be no way. A true testament to perseverance and perhaps a quality that life seeks to awaken within you. So don't lose the lesson hidden in those obstacles. If you're going through a challenge right now and your dreams seem far away, consider that you might be closer than you think. And as you will hear in the following story, you will see how perseverance can turn walls into doors. I hope you enjoy the story. Let's journey back to the aftermath of World War II when a man named Jay and his best friend returned home from the war, convinced that the future held a tremendous potential in the aviation industry. They had visions of airplanes in every garage and millions of people learning to fly it. With unwavering determination, they venture into the aviation business. However, as with many remarkable stories, their dream didn't come easy. It was filled with numerous obstacles that could have, discouraged them from pursuing the dream. They had lack of resources, they had financial constraints, and the skeptical voices loomed on their path, threatening to extinguish their passion. But Jay and his friend refused to let anything deter them. Each obstacle they encountered, they met with unwavering creativity and tenacity. Where people saw dead ends, they unearthed solutions. With only a few $100s, they acquire a modest Piper Cub airplane, ready to open an aviation school. There was just one minor problem. Neither of them knew how to fly it. But they didn't let that stop the process. They hired experienced pilots to provide the lessons while they dedicated themselves to marketing those lessons to the public. You see, they had chosen to operate an aviation service and they weren't going to let anything dampen their ambition. Not even a small issue like not having knowledge of flying. Another challenge quickly arose. After enrolling a few customers and having their instructors lined up, Jay and his partner discovered that the runway at their intended airport was incomplete. Mud streaks dominated the landscape, presenting a formidable obstacle. Now, do you think they gave up? Of course not. They adapted. Next to the airport flowed a river. So rather than fighting their circumstances, they embraced them. Jay and his partner bought a few floats for their Piper Cub and started to take off and land on water, making the river the runway. It was a sight to see. In fact, 2 of their students graduated from their course without ever experiencing a dry land landing. You see, their refusal to succumb to the obstacles and their unwavering commitment to their vision is what enabled them to adapt to the circumstances that unfolded. Perhaps this is what life is presenting to you. Perhaps it's challenging you to reconsider adapting and persisting. Jay and his partner encountered yet another obstacle. The offices that were supposed to be ready at the airstrip were still not built when it came time to open their business. But they didn't allow that to deter them. They purchased a chicken coop from a nearby farmer and transported it to the airstrip, whitewashed it, secured it with a padlock, and proudly hung a sign that read Waleuska Air Service. They had set up their mind to be in the aviation service, and they were fully committed. This story concludes with the establishment of a thriving business, the acquisition of dozens of airplanes that eventually grew into one of the largest aviation schools in town. And all this because they believed in themselves from the start. Had they gone into the project half-heartedly, plagued by doubt, they would have found a numerous amount of justifiable excuses to quit, and their first airplane would have never taken flight. This story highlights one fundamental truth. You never know what you can accomplish until you try. And this simple principle is often overlooked. How the men in the story succumbed to the logical arguments against their ambitious plans for an air service, it would have never been attempted. They would have quit before even starting, joining the ranks of those who reminisced about great ideas that never came to fruition. However, because they wholeheartedly believed in their vision and they were committed to its realization, they accomplished success. So I beg you, don't give up. Be willing to take the journey and stay on the path. Give success a chance to materialize. Winning a race is impossible unless you're there to run it. Emerging victorious requires us to go into battle against the odds. Few things are as tragic as the life of a person who nurses a dream, forever wishing and hoping, and yet never allowing the chance for that dream to become reality. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Know that I am so grateful for your support, and I'll see you on the next one.